We just found out that it is supposed to snow about 7 inches tomorrow, and that's quite a bit of snow for us. We're kind of in a weird area close to the shore where there's very often a line where we get rain, and then maybe if you went 20 or 30 minutes inland, it was snow.
So don't let the weight of the world slow you down. And if you search for the meaning of life, it won't be found. So take your insecurities and leave them all behind. Let's learn to make the most of our time.
So we've got some preparation to do. The main thing that we're concerned about is if our pipes freeze, because that can happen a lot more easily in a tiny house. We're filling up the Berkey. We've put filtered Berkey water in the dromedary that we usually use when we're camping. So just in case, the kettle is full, all of our water bottles are full, because we've been through this before.
Heat tape.
Heat tape is working for now, because what is going to go down to what, 16 degrees?
Yeah, that's what they're calling for.
So that's like pipes freezing territory, especially for the tiny house.
They're saying 4 to 6 inches, but around here, this is a pop-up snowstorm anyway, so if they're saying 4 to 6, it could go higher.
I thought it said 7.
Well, or 7, yeah, it's like 4 to 6 or 7. But they're saying, though, like when that happens, it like could be much more. So,
Yeah.
then, what they're calling for. So we'll see. I don't know.
Every time we checked the weather, the snow totals increased, especially because the South Jersey coast was called the sweet spot, which was supposed to get the highest snow totals from this storm. In the shower, we have our 5-gallon water container, and that's not drinking water, that's just for washing and things like that, just in case the pipes freeze or if our sewer pipe freezes, which has also happened before. I think Redford's excited. He hasn't played in snow in a while. We got the snow shovel out. I've got my car covered, and then I'm gonna go check on the wood and bring a fresh pile of wood inside so that we don't have to go out too much. Good thing is Pat stays on top of processing the wood, so our back container is all full. And I brought some wood inside already. I just checked the weather again, and it changed to possible 6 to 8 inches, and a little bit south of here might be as much as 11 inches. So it's getting worse. And the funniest part is that right now it's almost 60 degrees. So the temperature is going to start to plummet really, really quickly. And I think this is going to look quite different tomorrow. Overnight, the temperatures dropped dramatically from being in the 60s the day before to being in the high 20s. And as it got colder, the snow started to fall. Early that morning, it started to snow around 5 a.m. So Patrick left for work, and there was just about a dusting of snow at that point, so he was able to get to work. And I was left to work the tiny house and make sure that none of our pipes froze, and I kept the wood stove on and made sure that Redford stayed happily snuggled in his blanket on the couch. As the morning went on, the snowfall started to pick up speed, and we started to see more accumulation, and the weather forecast was now at a point where we were supposed to get over 12 inches. So I knew I wanted to get the wood stove started, but before that I needed to take Redford out and try to tire him out a little bit before the snow got too deep, and that way I could get the wood stove started and the tiny house would be nice and warm. Sit. Sit. Redford. Good boy. Oh, what a good boy. In the fall, we bought Redford a jacket, and this has actually made a big difference in how tolerant he is of the cold and the snow. Okay, ready? Alright, come on. Let's go. Redford is usually not this excited to go outside when it's even a little bit cold, so this is pretty good. When I woke up, it was not snowing very hard at all. There was just maybe like a dusting on everything, and you could still see the road and where Pat pulled out when he went to work. But now it's really starting to pick up. And the patio is covered. You could see that when I woke up this morning. So it's supposed to speed up to about an inch an hour for the majority of the day. So I think we're going to start to see some pretty good accumulation. But it looks so pretty. Oh my gosh. So now I'm all bundled up, and I think we're going to take a walk down to the lake. And then when we come back, I'll definitely get the wood stove going because it's getting really cold. Okay, ready to walk? Yeah. All right. He's actually enjoying the snow way more than I've ever seen him. I feel like I should have gotten him a jacket sooner. I had no idea that he was going to like it this much. He's not getting cold. It's great. The lake looks really pretty. Since it was so warm yesterday, the lake wasn't even frozen, which was an interesting contrast as the snow was starting to fall faster and accumulate. There was no ice to be seen on the lake. All right, let's go. Come on. Pull it up. It is so pretty. Nobody's been out here yet, so it's kind of fun walking through the snow for the first time. I don't know why, but you know, we walk around the lake all the time, but for some reason it's fun to be the first person to walk through fresh snow. But it's also very, very cold. My fingers are going numb. So I think we're gonna finish walking around the rest of the lake and then get back to the house and get the wood stove going. Alright, go ahead. At the end of the lake, there is a spillway where the excess water is released from the lake, and this covered bridge that's being built over the top of the spillway. It's a nice little area, especially with the snow coating all the branches and the bridge. There's so many things for him to smell. He's just like on overload right now. The snow is actually getting heavy enough that it's bending some of the smaller trees over. It's a pretty heavy snow. It's really sticking to everything. It looks so neat in the woods. It was a very heavy, wet snow that stuck to everything, which is part of what made this snow so pretty. A little windier. All right, come on, let's start heading back. All right, let's go get some smoke coming out of that chimney. Dethaw my hands. I probably should have prepped the wood and the kindling before we left when I could still feel my fingers. But I think it'll be good. Come on, Red. Come on. Just in that short period of time when we were walking around, there were already a couple more inches of accumulation. So the snow was definitely starting to fall pretty quickly, and it was very cold in the teens. So let's hope that the pipes are still good and we can warm up the tiny house with that wood stove. Oh my goodness, you are all wet. There's snow. It just sticks to you. This is a very damp, sticky snow. Oh, alright, let's get your jacket off. Yeah, I'd say it's a sticky snow, alright. Jeez. One of the great things about having the wood stove is when you have all these wet clothes, you can get the wood stove going and hang everything up, and it will pretty quickly dry everything and warm it up, so when you have to go outside to shovel, you're ready. The first thing I do is take a damp paper towel with some ash on it and wipe down the glass in the front. This actually helps to keep the glass clear so that you can see your fire. And then I start to build our fire starter, which is the cardboard from an egg container. I put some dryer lint inside the cups, and then I stack 2 of those in the corner and start to put smaller and then larger pieces of wood on top of it, and it works quite well. A couple pieces of fat wood also help the process of getting the fire to catch quickly. Some smaller twigs get piled on top of the fat wood to help transfer the flame to the larger pieces of wood. Thanks for watching and joining me during this beautiful snowstorm in the tiny house. Make sure that you are subscribed so that you will know as soon as part 2 of our snowstorm in the tiny house is released. We'll see you in the next one.
Well, you worried about you and me, the injustice, the next president to be, the news and what you hear, your career. It's time for you to face those fears, and it's all fair to be aware, and I'll be there, so don't be scared. Just take a deep breath of air, and 1, 2, 3 to 10, you begin to focus again, and though time flies, we'll have enough to realize this bigger than the both of us.